Hello and welcome to this week's Live, Local and Loud with me, Kevin Gaughan. In this week's show I shall be chatting to the wonderful Tiernan from local prog rockers Bronze Age. And I'll also be playing plenty of homegrown music by local bands. Hello, I hope you're all having a great week and are all fit and well. Let's kick today's show off with an oldie but goodie. It's from the two-piece band Tiernan and Vampire.
Ready when you are. Are you ready? Yeah.
That was the wonderful Tim and Tom from Two-Piece Timass. Of course, you wouldn't, they don't sound much like a two-piece with all those effects going on, but they are. Of course, I spoke to Tim and Tom a couple of weeks ago. They've now formed a new band, Something Orange, with an extra person whose name escapes me right now, but you can listen to the interview to find out. You can hear the interview, by the way, if you check out musicinleicester.co.uk. There's a handy playlist on the right-hand side, and you can listen to all our previous shows. Meanwhile, here's a little bit of Urania and Calculating the Age of the Universe. that was the wonderful Urania and the snappily titled Calculating the Age of the Universe. Okay, so now it's time for this week's interview where I'm chatting to young Tiernan from local prog rockers Bronze Age. But first of all, we'll start off with one of their songs, Amberola.
Say
That was Amberola by the amazing Bronze Age. And this week's interview is with Tiernan, who is the guitarist from the band. Hello there, Tiernan. How the devil are you today?
I'm very good, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me.
That's my pleasure. Yes, thank you so much for joining me and spending the time with me today on Live, Local and Loud. I take it I'm pronouncing your name correctly, am I? It's a little bit unusual.
You're pronouncing it absolutely perfectly. I'm genuinely quite impressed.
Brilliant. That's a good start. Okay, so you're in the band Bronze Age. So just briefly, who else is in the band and what parts do they play? Because you're the guitarist.
I am. There's Lloyd Carter, who's the other guitarist, and there's Martin Smith, who plays bass. Martin is he's our main vocalist, and Dave Thompson on drums.
Oh, brilliant. So you've got 3 guitars, basically, and a drummer.
Effectively, yeah, that's right.
Nice. I like the nice guitar sound. That's great. So speaking about guitar sound, so we played the wonderful Amberola. Interesting name, that. Can you just tell us a little bit about the song? Why it's called? What is Amberola? How did it come
Amberola? This was a song that had not unpronounceable, but certainly for any radio station is unrepeatable. And we were struggling for a name, and Amberola was effectively almost just a post-Victorian recording device, so that predated the gramophone.
Oh,
but only ever had I think you could only ever have one song at a time. So it was a huge investment to be able to play music in your home. Wow. And at that time, it sort of seemed fitting that the weight and the length of the song that this time took, it kind of felt like an apt name. But it was also like there's a nice sort of rhythm to it, to the name too. But there's a common theme with the names of our songs, that they had very bad working titles.
Oh, okay. So has it got anything to do with what the song's about at all, or anything?
Not particularly. No, not at all. It was very much a word that we liked that sounded good.
Why not? Why not?
Why not, indeed.
So just briefly then, what is the song about?
I suppose broadly, Amberola is a song that's it's about anxiety. It's about kind of feeling that you're being left behind, that other people are kind of progressing in a world that doesn't really make sense. It's about investing a lot of time in things that haven't worked out. And I think that some of your viewers who've been in bands will know how that feels.
Right,
sometimes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Now that I know that, I'll listen to that again and then be able to sort of listen to it with that in mind. Oh, that's interesting.
With a sense of nihilism and ennui.
Absolutely. So now you've had an interesting career, or the band has had an interesting career. You've started about, what was it, over a decade ago for a short period of time, and then you disbanded, and you've recently come back. Would you like to tell us about that? How did that happen?
I mean, it's so surprising to actually be answering this question, because we never thought this would happen. But since our 20s, myself and 2 of the other members of the band were in a band, a Leicester punk band called Public Relations Exercise, or PRE. Yeah. And in that time, we were from about 2004 up until 2009, we were kind of quite active, touring. Played some festivals, did some tours, released a record and so on. But we outgrew it. And we all felt that we were going in a different direction to that music. And so Bronze Age, as one band, PRE kind of demised, Bronze Age kind of rose. And it kind of immediately felt like something that we were more comfortable and able doing. But by this point, life had caught up with us all, really. I suppose, right. We were that little bit older and so on. And whilst we were tremendously proud of the songs, we just didn't have it in us to tour. We didn't have it in us to take it to that next step. And then our drummer quit. And again, finding a drummer is quite a challenge. And it just fizzled out after 2 shows. And I suppose we all the members of the band just felt that it deserved more than we gave it. And but then as things happen, we found ourselves having children, getting careers. A number of us kind of went into different bands and so on. So the timing was never right for us. But post-COVID, if we can even say that, I think we all realized how much we needed something external from, our from the day to day. And Lloyd, who's been a real driver for this band, just put it to us. And we all said yes. We didn't have a drummer, but we found a drummer we put an ad out for a drummer, and we had one within a day, which is remarkable. Yeah. And he's brilliant.
Yeah. Is there an actual reason why you call the band Bronze Age, or is it one of those random things?
It was just one of those random things. I think Martin saw it written somewhere and was like, "Oh, that's a cool band name."
Right.
And I think that would have been a cool band name. Okay. It was like, well, let's try it on as a working title, and it stuck. I mean, the Google rating on it is terrible.
Yeah,
but, it is. We live, we learn. That wasn't a problem 13 years ago, and it was only MySpace,
Right. So I'm sensing a theme here. So most of your song names and names for anything in general are pretty random. Then is that right? Whatever feels right at the time.
With the original body of music, yes. Certainly, kind of they were working titles that we needed to just attach something to. Yeah. That was kind of, as I say, repeatable. But with our new music, it's we're different people. We attach kind of, I suppose, kind of more meaning to lyrics and songs, and our newer songs have got, I would argue, kind of better maybe titles.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about your newer songs in the second part of the interview. But yeah, so it was a bit of a shame that you disbanded when you did, because you seem to be getting BBC coverage and things seem to be looking quite good for you.
We were. We couldn't have played it worse. Really, kind of at that point, we as we disbanded, one of us checked an email account, and we had an email from Radio 1. Wow. We had an email from Daniel P. Carter saying, "Hey, can you just tell me a bit more about yourselves as a band? I really want to play this." Wow. And because none of us saw it, No. So we just missed it. We'll hit him up again.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's hear one of your other songs now. We're going to hear Shooting Bridge. Are you able to tell us about that?
Yes. I mean, Shooting Bridge is, the song the title of this comes from, I believe it's a Shakespearean reference to a point of an army where you find kind of a perfect vantage point to take on people as they are attempting to cross a bridge. Right. And it's a song about largely conflict.
Oh, right. So it kind of matches that. So the title kind of matches the sound of the song then.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just kind of the conflict that we see on television, but also kind of like that kind of inner struggle as well. It's that probably sounds a bit emo, but but yeah, it's a song about kind of about fighting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I like the vocals in this song. So without any further ado, here's Shooting Bridge by Bronze Age. That was Shooting Bridge by the amazing Bronze Age. And this week's interview is with Tiernan, who's the guitarist from the band. So, Tiernan, Shooting Bridge, yeah, so that's about bridge and conflict. So it was written, what was it written about, a conflict in particular?
It was, I suppose, nailing my colours to the mast on it. It's about, but it was written, as I say, kind of some 13, 14 years ago, about kind of some of the, inspired by rather some of the atrocities that we were seeing then on the TV. What was happening, in third world countries and in Afghanistan and so on. And I suppose it's as relevant now, as it was back then with what we're seeing in the Ukraine. So it's, but I suppose kind of the sad thing is it's going to be a timeless thing. So yeah, it's not the most. It's not the most upbeats of songs, nor the most kind of upbeats of upbeat of messages. But I suppose it is always from kind of from tragedy comes art.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, and like you say, it's always going to be relevant. Sadly,
yeah.
I must admit, when you play, have you played live since you've got back together?
No, we haven't. No, first show is on Sunday.
Oh, brilliant. And we'll talk about that in a moment. That's the wonderful Firebug show. Okay, that sounds great. It's just, I was going to say, I do, because I find it difficult to concentrate on the lyrics of a song when it's being played in front of me. I like it when the band explains what the song's about before they perform it. Do you think you would do that or not? You'll just go from one song to the next?
It's going to be. I don't think we will, if I'm being honest, and I think that just comes with there will be nerves. There's, I think that I can't imagine any of us doing that, and I like that as well, Kevin. I think it always adds kind of I think it sort of creates an intimacy with an audience if they're kind of minded to listen.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that certainly Martin, who confronts the band, he's very much let's just get on with it,
right,
kind of guy. But if I've been in other bands, and I do quite like it. This is a song about, it's for the same reasons as you've shared.
Yeah. So presumably, how do you feel about doing your first gig then on Sunday?
I'm just really excited. I mean, I really do feel as though this is a long time coming for us. It's a hometown show, and it's on a bank holiday Sunday, so we're hoping that there's going to be some people down and so on. But my wife will be there. We'll hopefully have some friendly faces in the crowd. I mean, I think I'm the calmest about it, to be honest. I think that the other guitarists in the band, they've got a lot more to do than I do.
Right.
I just sit there. I stand there. I play my guitar. I sing a bit. Whereas Lloyd, he plays a lot more of the tech stuff, but he also does a lot more of the singing than I do.
Right.
And Martin fronts the band and plays bass like Sting. But it's really hard to sing and play the bass. I think it's the kind of the keeping the time and keeping the rhythm is something that I find especially difficult.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot to do, a lot to get through. And Dave is our drummer, and he's new to the band, so he's got to prove himself.
Yeah, I must admit, drummers always seem to have a lot to do. But
yeah, I know.
To me, it just looks so different. So if you've not got much to do then in the band, will you be like a show-off guitarist? Because you'll have lots of time to, I don't know, look cool and do your moves and stuff.
Yeah, you'll see me standing at the back, staring down at my shoes.
No, you should be at the front doing your solos.
There we go. Just shredding and finger tapping when no one asked me to.
Excellent. Are you rehearsing for that already? I presume you are, aren't you? It's only
yeah. We've been at it for a year, basically. Kind of, as we've all got we've all got kind of things going on. We've all got jobs and children and so on. So it's not been as often, maybe, as it should have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've given it a year. I think we're playing well. I think we sound tight, and I'm excited. We've been given a very generous time slot, which is 10 o'clock, which we thought, given that it's our first kind of show back, that they'd throw us kind of, 2:30 in the afternoon somewhere upstairs. But actually, we're playing.
So you're at 10 o'clock in the evening.
At 10 o'clock in the evening, closing out the stage.
Brilliant. Because it's an all-dayer, isn't it, this Sunday? So it's at Firebug. It's an all-dayer on the 28th of August, bank holiday weekend. So I guess it probably starts at 2 in the afternoon, something like that, like you say.
I believe it is. Yeah, I believe that's. I believe you're right. And there's some great bands on as well. I mean, there's something for everybody, which is the general purpose of this. And it's also, by the way, I don't think we clashed with them, but Goldwater are playing, and if anyone hasn't seen them, they're a sight to behold. They really are something else. But we don't clash with them, so I'm gonna I'm gonna big them up. And Charlotte Carpenter, I think, is playing. Earls are playing, all really great local artists. So great thing to be a part of. And I think the Leicester music scene has and is currently just a really thriving place at the moment. I think that we're putting out some fantastic stuff. When you look beneath the Kasabians and so on, there's some fantastic music coming out of the city.
Oh, absolutely. So Goldwater, a headline. I've got the line up in front of me now. Goldwater headlining, like you say, with Earl supporting them. You're before them. And then Voidwalker. Who are you? Oh no, they have been around a few years, haven't they? And then they're quite heavy, and then we've got Humble He, who are great,
brilliant,
amazing stuff. And then we've got the famous Andrea Kenny, ex Brandy Thieves. She's a little feisty ball of energy. She's amazing vocals as well. I don't know how she does it.
I didn't realize that she was in the Brandy Thieves. That's a good bit of local knowledge. Thank you.
Well, she was the front person of the Brandy Thieves, but they've sort of split up because Kane's had to go back to Ireland and do other stuff. So and then we got Feral State going back. We've got Feral State. Do you remember Feral or Feral? Feral.
I would imagine it's Feral.
Yeah. And then Project Mayhem, Gestalt. So they're rocky, punky. Got Niall Barrow as well. Who's
the one and only
early on. Yeah, he used to be in By the Rivers.
Yeah.
And Michael Vickers' band, great. So it's all going on. So that's fantastic stuff. So that's look at that, goes on until 4 a.m. in the morning. I think they've got their club thing afterwards, haven't they?
Plug Silent Disco.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's great fun. I was at a festival at the weekend. They had a silent disco.
Yeah,
it's something else to watch.
Yeah, you can't beat it. So it says it's a Sunday. It's at Firebug. It's free to get in. Yeah, doors are 12ish, and there's food and plenty of beer, etc. It's also got Duffy's here, so I don't know if it's in Duffy's as well, but it's definitely at Firebug.
Is.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there's 3 stages.
Right. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so that sounds like a brilliant day, and it's free. So what's not to like? It's absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your new music. So you're recording new music now. Is that similar to your old music?
It is. I mean, we really want to recreate the sound that we had back then, because that's what we really like. I mean, there is something about that, and we're often asked about influences and so on. But the truth is, between us, there's no one band that we say, oh, we can all agree on this. I'm really influenced by punk and metal. It's Lloyd is very, very influenced by prog and so on. Martin's very much influenced by kind of the darker side,
right?
Of darker side, as in Star Wars, but the darker side of rock music. And Dave, has a history of being a drummer in hardcore and thrash bands and so on. So that's not what we sound like. So it's but our new music, it's got a similar kind of edge, I would say, to it. But there is kind of another. I certainly, there's a level, kind of a natural level of maturity that comes with the fact that we've all just aged a little bit,
Yeah.
But I mean, what it does do is it makes you, I think, too cautious. I think that we've maybe kind of like lost a little bit of our balls. I suppose the word I'm looking for is ballsiness, but I don't know if you can say that. I want
edginess.
to be edginess.
Yeah. Okay.
Certainly, I rely on old, kind of things that have worked in the past, and I'd really like to, try and be a bit more creative, a bit more edgy with that. But it's coming along well. We've got 2-3 new songs, kind of, ready to go, ready to boil. And we are looking to record, imminently with that. What happens with them, I suppose, we can't say, we don't know. But I think that I'd be lying if I said that I wouldn't want them to be released, because I do think they deserve it.
Absolutely. So in that case, you could put them together with a few of your older songs, or your current songs, I should say, and then you'd have enough for a set for your own gig. Have you got any plans to play your own gig?
We've got plans to. We want to get this first one out of the way to see how it gels and see how it goes, and then we want to. Then we're going to add newer music into the set. We are playing a new song on Sunday. We are thrilled to be doing that, and it does sit nicely alongside the other ones. And that song is it's it's very Leicester specific as well, which is a bit of an ode to the town that most of us didn't grow up in. That we've kind of, you can probably tell from my accent, but we've made our home.
That's it. Brilliant. Oh, okay. Excellent. And how can people keep in touch with you? How can people follow your new releases and your gigs and stuff?
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as Bronze Age Band. That's
Bronze Age Band. I'm guessing, won't there be hundreds and thousands of those popping up, or are you the only band who's called Bronze Age?
There's an Australian one that I think are doing better than we are, but I think they're Bronze_Age_Band, whereas we've got Bronze Age Band, certainly. And I think if you Google Leicester alongside that, you'll find it. Thank you though for
Bronze Age.
I wouldn't have mentioned that otherwise.
So Bronze Age Band Leicester. I'll probably hopefully get it. Excellent. All right, that's brilliant. So we're going to have to sign off now. Before we do, though, we're going to play one of your songs. We're going to play Gaughan. Can you tell us a little bit about that then?
Well, I'm going to shock you that name was came from the song having a working title that we couldn't actually get away with saying. So it was somewhat an afterthought. And again, this song, I didn't realize actually just how depressing the kind of the body of work we've created is. But this is a song about hopelessness. This is a song about not knowing left from right and which way to go, and having to overcome that. But it's about overcoming it. So I suppose there is something positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so you think you might write some more positive tunes then in your new formation, or your new?
I think we ought to.
Yeah. Like you say, they're a little bit negative.
But well, I suppose you write about what you see, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
But no, I think you're right. We'll write a party anthem. That's what we'll do.
Or a Christmas song when it's coming up to Christmas. Anyway, Tiernan. Anyway, Tiernan, it's been absolutely great chatting to you today. Thanks very much for coming on our show, and I very much look forward to seeing you on Sunday at the All Day in Firebug and Duffy's. You'll be on at 10 o'clock, which is great. So let's now play you out with Gaughan by Bronze Age. That was me chatting to the wonderful Tiernan from Bronze Age. Largely because their songs are so long, we haven't really got time for much else in this week's show, so let's finish it off with a blast from the past, a bit of the mid-beats and Mindset.
Sitting on doorstep with nicotine stains when I'm 75. Well, I don't mind. I don't think you know that, but this is the way that I want it to be. So what can I say? I don't know. Well, now I've been working. You tried to deny. Limits my brain and it takes up my time. And all the while, I don't think you know that, but this is the way that they want you to be. So why did they need to say that? Man, you know you'll never be all the things you want to be. Man, you know that love is bringing you down. And then I thought I had to say the few things I didn't like. Man, you know that I was bringing you down, because they'll always try to bring you down. I'm on the edge of the pain. They'll say that, man, you know you'll never be all the things you want to be. Man, you know that love is bringing you down, 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 down. I'm sitting on doorstep with nicotine stains when I'm 75. Well, I don't mind. I don't think you know that, but this is the way that I want it to be. So what could I say now? I don't think you know that. I don't think you know that. I don't think you know that. I don't think you know that.
From 2008, that was the Mid-Beats and Mindset. Unfortunately, the Mid-Beats are no longer with us. That brings us to the end of another live Local and Loud with me, Kevin Gaughan. I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, if you want to listen to any of our previous shows or interviews, check out musicinleicester.co.uk and you'll see a handy playlist on the right hand side. Also, if you want to see what gigs are on in the local area, check out Music in Leicester's very handy gig guide at musicinleicester.co.uk. Do have a great week, and I'll see you next Thursday at 5 o'clock here on Hermitage FM.